think half of RTA's, a lot of development probably would have been through the stuff that the money that I put in. I can see some signs I see, I'd be like, that could be me, but I paid for that. My name is Shamir. I work for an education company here. I handle marketing, and I've born and brought up here. Parents have been here for as far as I can remember. While I was in India is when I actually got the thing for my first car, because dad wanted to buy a car and for mom to drive around, and it was a Hyundai Santro. You know those small, the ones that look like matchboxes, literally manual and everything. Like, I think even if you go over the hump a little more, you think that the axle's broken, pretty much. And that was the car that I drove officially for the first time. And my first car I actually got was a Hyundai Coupe, 2.7 V6. I mean, although at that point, it's not really as much as you think it is a 2.7 V6. It's a four-gear automatic. But yeah, I actually, that was my Batmobile. It was full black, and I blackened out the rims and the entire thing. And that became to be my first car. So after that, I realized, yes, I have a need for speed and things that move and work well. So all my cars, surprisingly, I've not gone into second-hand. Most of them I bought first-hand, because at that point I thought that was the best way to do it, and I didn't really trust anyone to actually give me a good car. So again, I went to Volkswagen. I got myself a GTI. I think it was a welcome change from the coupe. Drove like a dream, corners like a dream, except for the fact that it was front-wheel drive. But even then, for a front-wheel drive car, it actually handles quite well. And then started my journey. So that I had for like 4 years. So mine was the MK6, the Mark 6 one, which was back when they paid attention to the exhaust notes and the drive of the car. So the MK7 was coming out, so I went to the showroom. I said, I love the GTI so much that when the new version was supposed to come, I said, I need to buy it. I went to the showroom. I said, here's a grand. It's better that way as well, because then I will not spend that money. Let it sit there. It's like, when the MK7 comes, I want to be the first one to drive it, test drive it. And I was disappointed. Because, when you're actually coming for a little bit mechanical version of a car and then something a little bit more muted, and they've actually made the car a little bigger and roomier and everything inside, I felt like I was sitting in a sedan. And the MK6 was a lot more compact. MK5 is that's the best when it comes to size. And I was like, no, I had aspirations, I had dreams, I wanted to do things with the car, but no. So I was walking out of the showroom. There was a red car with black stripes on it. I was like, okay, what car is that? That's a Sirocco. I was like, but this looks a little different. Why is it? It's like, it's a Sirocco GTS. It was a homage to the original Siroccos when it was at its prime. So they've put the stripes back in and put the original GT type wheels. And what she said at that point, I still don't know. It's like there's only 5 in the GCC, right? So there's red, white, and grey. So there are 2 reds, 2 whites, and 1 grey. So this is one here, but people don't find the necessity to put that extra money to get that, because the car is still the same. Everything is the same. My money is still here. So yeah, that ended up being my third car. That was a Sirocco GTS. Very nice. It had its custom wheels. It had custom fenders, front and back, because it was off the R, the Sirocco R. Everything in the body, this one was R style. And it had this racing stripes right at the front and through the car. Now that car, I actually, like I said, right, I was having a lot of aspirations, dreams for the MK7. But when I got the Sirocco, yes, that car, I've taken it to the track at least thrice, changed tires at least twice or thrice. And, but yeah, I used to do it all on, because I wanted to do it. I never had like friends. My friends pretty much, they drove Corollas and they were very happy with it. I'm like, how can you just have fun driving that car? That is not, they're like, no, we don't have fun driving. We just want to get from A to B. So then I met a couple of friends at that point. Then we used to hang out. We used to go for like long drives. Jebel Jais, and at that point, Jebel Hafid. Jebel Hafid more. Jebel Jais became a bit of a thing very recent. So that I had for a little while. And but I was careful with the fines and all of that because you've already paid enough. I think half of RTA is a lot of development probably would have been through the stuff that the money that I put in. I can see some signs I see, I'd be like, that could be me. But I paid for that. That's when I actually started liking German build quality. You know, when you've come from a Hyundai and then you move to GTI, you like things stock, sturdy, and the way it's supposed to be. Same thing with the Scirocco. Loved it. It was nice. And then sold it. And I said, okay, now I think I'm at a stage in my life where I can actually get what I want, like really want. So when I was young, I saw Pierce Brosnan in his silver 740i in Tomorrow Never Dies. That class that came from him, I was like, when I grow up, I will get myself a BMW 7 Series. So at that point, I was like, 7 Series kaun lega? It is buddo ka car. I don't want to drive an old granddaddy of a car. But I said, I want this specific BMW, a blue color, M Sport, red interiors with the full dash panel and the bigger dial, which at that point some cars came with the older one, some cars. I was like, if all of that matches with the specific kind of wheels, everything. So that's the car that I want. So then she said, okay, let's make a deal. If you get that specific car, you can pick it. If not, we're getting the Mini. So went to the Mini showroom, she sat in it, she liked it, blah, blah, blah. I said, I hope and pray that they have that specific car. So I went into the showroom with her and I said, okay, I want the BMW 4 Series and I want this specification. They're like, that is very specific. I mean, no one comes in asking for a specific car. I'm like, well, I hope you have it, but that's like, no, we don't have it. And like, okay, just give me a minute. So he went back, he checked, and then he came back and he said, I don't know what your luck is. Everything that you've asked for, including the climate control and then the floor mats and the type of that exact car is with us. Would you like to book it? My wife was like, so that means I'm not going to get my Mini. Like, yeah, we can go get your Mini. It's fine. That's what you wanted. Like, no, it's fine. If I get that Mini, you will not let me live. You know, I might as well deal with this than deal with this for the rest of my life. Like, yeah, but you're going to give me shit later on as well anyways, right? I'm like, yeah, I will. I'm like, it's fine. I'll deal with it. But I'm going to get the BMW. So that's how I got the M Sport 428i. That's how the BMW came into picture. And then family grew. He said, I can't sit in this car anymore. It was the Grand Coupe version, so it was a sloping roof. It was like, I can't sit in the back, I can't sit in the front. I was like, okay, you know what? I will sell it. And then we ended up with an FJ Cruiser. You see this? You're going like this. There, you're sitting on top of a... And that's how the FJ Cruiser came into picture. So yeah, that was the thing with the FJ. And then, of course, my parents, at this point, they were leaving town. So dad had a GMC. So he was like, see, I'm going to sell it off. If you want, take it. So I sold my FJ Cruiser and I said, okay, take this. Then he didn't give it to me. After I sold it, he said, okay, this is going to cost you 40,000. I'm like, no, why will I pay you money for it? He's like, no, that's what I wanted to do. I never told you I was going to give it to you for free. So yeah, so I ended up with the GMC for no reason, which I drove for a couple of years. And yeah, again, that was a family. It was very nice. American built, so it ran smooth. Maintaining it was a little bit expensive. So then I was like, now मैं अपने लिए कुछ करूँगा. So I said, okay, now I'm going to buy a nice sports car. I've done all, and that's when I sat in Zeus, where my friend took me for a meeting, and I was like, no. And till now, I've never considered a Mercedes. The brand, yes, it's all luxury, and again, it's another granddaddy brand where you think that all these luxurious, classy people will sit and drive and they'll have fun. It's not going to give you that experience. I ended up buying this. It's like he was selling it. This is a Japanese spec and it's completely blacked out in the interiors, completely stock, well maintained. The guy has done everything spick and span. There's no issues, there's nothing. So I was like, it makes sense. I'll pick it up because I can rev it when I want to take it on weekends, and on weekdays I can just drive it around. Yeah, it's just a family, and I can just have fun. So that's how Zeus came into being, and that's how I'm with Zeus now, and Zeus is my main.